Who was Ida B. Wells? Wells was born an enslaved person on July 16, 1862, in Holly Springs, Mississippi. Wells was an African-American journalist, abolitionist, and feminist who led an anti-lynching crusade in the United States in the 1890s. Wells also founded a group that strives in African-American justice. 6 months after Wells' birth, the Confederate States were decreed free by the Union thanks to the Emancipation Proclamation. Living in Mississippi as African Americans, they faced racial prejudice and were restricted by discriminatory rules and practices. Wells received her schooling at Shaw University. At the age of 16, she had to drop out due to tragedy. Sadly, both of her parents and one of her siblings died in the yellow fever outbreak, leaving Wells to take care of her other siblings. In need of a job, Wells convinced the nearby country school administrator that she was 18 and earned a job as a teacher. In 1882, Wells moved with her sisters to Memphis, Tennessee to live with an aunt. For the time being, Wells continued her education at Fisk University in Nashville. On one fateful train ride from Memphis to Nashville in May 1884, Wells reached a personal turning point that resulted in her activism. After having bought a first-class train ticket, she was outraged when the train crew ordered her to move to the car for African Americans. She refused on principle. As Wells was forcibly removed from the train, she bit one of the men on the hand. She sued the railroad, winning $500 in settlement in a circuit court case. That train ride incident led Wells to pick up a pen and write. While working as a journalist and publisher, Wells also held a position as a teacher in a segregated public school in Memphis. She became a vocal critic on the condition of black-only schools in the city. Wells established several civil rights organizations. In 1896, she formed the National Association of Colored Women. Wells is also considered a founding member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, also known as the NAACP. The NAACP co-founders included W.E.B. Du Bois, Archibald Grimke, Mary Church Terrell, Mary White Ovington, and Henry Moskowitz, also among others. Working on the behalf of all women as a part of her work with the National Equal Rights League, Wells called on President Woodrow Wilson to put an end to the discriminatory hiring practices for government jobs. Unfortunately, Wells died of kidney disease on March 25, 1931, at the age of 68 in Chicago, Illinois. Wells left behind an impressive legacy of social and political heroism. With her writings, speeches, and protests, Wells fought against prejudice no matter what the potential dangers she could have faced. Wells married Ferdinand Burnett in 1895 and thereafter known was Ida B. Wells Burnett. The couple had 4 children.